Warning, this podcast, website, and associated social media accounts are intended for audiences of legal drinking age. We do not advocate overconsumption or the abuse of alcohol. Never drink and drive, drink responsibly. And please remember to always take what we say with a grain of salt. After all, we are just some dudes with some brews.
We started out by crawling out from under the thumb of the man. The lovers of God with dad bods, just trying to feed our fam. Go sit right there and grab a beer, you know just what to do. Throw it back, get hammered, and listen to dudes and brews. I got a guy that's in the brew club that's from Louisiana.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I spent a lot of time out there.
He's from what he calls Coon-ass country because he's not Cajun.
Oh, he's not.
I would say he's
not a raging Cajun then.
He's not from Nolans.
Okay.
He's from Coon-ass country, which is like what I would say like hillbilly Texas.
Yeah.
He's like
so
hillbilly like
out there.
Louisiana.
Nolans is one word out there.
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Yeah, it's Louisiana.
Louisiana.
I've never met her.
Yeah,
never met her.
But you lost her.
Oh man.
You ain't met her, but you lost her.
Yeah, but
Louisiana.
And apparently there was a massive crawfish shortage.
But he did like last year. We did a crawfish boil. I went over there twice.
Okay.
His first crawfish boil is like in the middle of February.
What?
That's like when the crawfish are available.
Okay.
As soon as they're available, he's
I was gonna say that's like day one.
As soon as they're available, he's cooking them.
Man, February. I don't know. I don't.
It seems early, but
crawfish.
it's great.
It seems early.
It's great.
And cold.
Here it's already warm.
In February, dude, that's like the coldest month of the year.
Well, like in the middle to late February, like the last one. I think it was like the last week of February.
I just know my energy bill is the
highest. Or it was getting
in
warm
February because I'm running heat.
Really?
I'm running hot, buddy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. The energy level spikes in February.
Not this year.
This year was weird.
It wasn't that bad.
I had flowers almost in February this year. It's weird.
Well, because in March we had... Actually, it was February. We had 80 degree weather in February.
It was.
It was weird.
It was so wild. Welcome to Texas, folks.
Welcome to Texas.
Yes, sir.
Well, guess what it is now? It's spring.
It's spring. And we're in Germany.
Yep.
We're drinking a German-style Bock.
German-style Spring Bock, whatever the hell makes it spring.
Oh, okay. Now, I remember we've had Saint Arnolds several times on the podcast. We've talked about the...
Houston.
Are they
H-Town.
Oh, rip, H-Town. What?
You know what? I think H-Town, I think of two people.
Okay.
Chameleonaire.
Yes.
And...
Man.
Paul
Wall. I was going to say the Gold Fronts.
The
Gold Fronts. Yep.
Get them grills out, big dog.
Man. Okay, so they are from H-Town. Represent.
Yeah,
look at the Texas. Now, man, that would almost fall into like the solar eclipse that just took place here.
Did you get to partake?
Full, like all
like
the way.
Everybody went outside and looked at the sun?
We partook. I tried to avoid the hype behind it. I'm like, cool, man.
Did you get wrapped up in the hype? It is okay.
I didn't get wrapped up in it, but man, when I was outside looking at it, I'm like, wow, dude, this is
really?
Wild.
So like a few days before, I was somewhere and I don't remember where, but they gave me some. They were like, "Hey, do you need some glasses?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah, I didn't even pick up glasses.
I'm not gonna have the kids.
That's how unhyped I was, and I'm a hype man.
I wouldn't have done it if they didn't say, "Hey, do you want some glasses?"
Right.
Like the kids are gonna be at school.
Yeah.
Kids were with their mom anyway, so like not that they would have been here, but like I was like, "Oh, what time does it even come up?" I'm like, like 1:40. I go, "Okay, let's look." I go, "Oh, I have a meeting at 1:30. I guess I'm going to miss it."
Don't tell me you missed it, dude.
I sat down. I went outside a couple times like before 1:30 and I go, "Okay, so it's not there yet."
It was like right at 1:42.
And then at like 1:30, I jumped on this call and I'm like, "Oh, I do not need to be involved in this." So I just sat my headset down and went outside.
Nice. Okay.
Looked up and I go, "Ooh, I got a little piece of it." I'm like, it wasn't at full totality, so I didn't get to see the entire thing, but I got to see a piece of it.
Did you see it get dark outside?
It did. I mean, I could see it because I keep the blinds open during the day, so it got dark inside.
Yeah.
And then I jumped on the call, and then I'm like, I'm on this call, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's 1:50.
Yeah.
Let me go back outside. I go, fuck.
Yeah.
I missed the center of it, but I got both ass ends of it.
Dude,
so
look at these pictures.
You're gonna have to send that to me.
Look at that.
I didn't take any photos.
We were outside. Look at these.
But you know what's really wild?
So it's light, dark.
You know what's really wild is that I saw a thing on Google that said that during that time, there was a Google search that had spiked real high.
Okay. Specifically?
Having to do with pain in the eyes.
Of course. Everybody.
Like my eyes hurt.
Oh, man.
Like, what do I do when my eyes hurt?
So would you say, is it the optometrist?
We got a bunch of dumbasses in America, is what I say.
I took a peek a few times with the old trusty safety glasses.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
near enough. Yeah,
No.
I think you have to have what,
I
like a
had
number
the,
9
real
welding
one.
glasses?
It's similar.
Yeah, similar.
I did see a guy, and I thought this is just a joke, but on the internet, where like a guy goes, he puts on the like these weird like the plastic one or the paper ones, and he looks at him, and then he looks at his welding helmet, and then next thing you know, he's welding, but he has these paper ones on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if they work.
They probably do.
Because they're
It's the
black
same-
as hell.
Yeah, it's the same
Like-
thing. I would imagine. A buddy of mine at work said he used to watch another, like there was another solar eclipse in the past that he just wore his welding helmet.
Oh, I
Same thing.
bet a welding helmet would work great.
Yes. But yeah, no. So what really stood out to me, dude, was just how eerie and still everything, how quiet everything was before. And
Yeah, that's what
it
everybody
was just
said.
like I saw some really cool videos online of massive watch parties. It was interesting. I mean,
So,
yeah.
This may not be
So,
a solar eclipse.
no solar eclipse, but
it's a nice looking Texas sun.
Yeah, it's
I'll
a
tell
nice
you that.
Texas sun, boy. Yes, sir.
I like that Texas sun. So,
Saint Arnold. You ready? Ready to dive in?
It's Texas' oldest craft brewery.
What?
That's what the internet says, and we
All
trust
right,
what's on the
well,
internet, right?
Yeah. If it's on the internet, it must be.
Are you familiar with a Bock?
Okay. So you know what I'm most familiar with
Probably Shiner.
is the Marzen. Well, is the Marzen profile.
Oh, you're talking about it as far
Like,
as Germans
like,
go.
Yeah, as far as Germans.
you've
the
had it-
Marzen.
You've had a like a Shiner Bock.
So Shiner Bock I have.
Yeah.
So is okay. Yeah.
That's what this is. It's a Bock.
Okay. All right. So help me. Let's do a deep dive into kind of the family of Bocks, if you will.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. So what? Oh man, that's got a great smell. So it's I'm thinking.
So do you want me to tell you what a Bock's supposed to have? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, help me out.
So supposed to be strong malt aroma.
Malt. That's what it's very malt forward on the aroma.
Should be light copper to brown color.
Okay, we're hitting there.
Complex maltiness is dominated by the rich flavors in the Munich and Vienna malts. So it's a certain type of malts.
Okay.
Should be medium to medium full mouthfeel. Overall impression, dark, strong, malty lager beer.
I think we're there. I think they nailed this one. Prost.
I mean, it looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, look at that.
Let's go.
Cheers, brother.
Prost, man.
Prost. That's good.
They say smooth and satisfying.
That's good.
I agree.
Spring style Bock.
You get some roasted malt on it, which I'm not mad at.
I'm not mad at that at all.
A little bit of roastiness. It's
Almost
not like
nutty.
right. It's
I'm
not
getting
like
some
dark,
nutty.
like it's not roasted like coffee by any means, but you can get a little bit of roastiness.
It's similar though on flavor
It's
profile.
it's not quite as roasty though, right?
Yeah, not quite. No, not as strong. That's good. I normally, a Bock is not my first go-to in spring, but I like how they did.
It's not. It's
like
not,
how they did
but
it,
I'm
though.
glad that they did it because it's not too hot yet.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, in a month, I'm drinking nothing but Lake Nectars.
Lake
I am
Nectars.
going light and crisp, and what can satisfy my quenching thirst.
That is good. Now I know we've had a pullback from Lake Nectar, so let's say, what's one of your go-tos for Lake Nectar as far as like
100%
low ABV?
Coors Original. all
Coors
day.
Original. Okay.
But like when I say Lake Nectar, I'm not referring to just
Not like
Coors
Natty
Miller.
Daddy, Coors
I'm not
Miller.
I'm not referring to just Cooler Mirrors and Bud.
Okay.
I would refer to like lagers in general. Give me a light lager or a lager. I'm down. I like a good craft lager.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of craft breweries nowadays that do really good lagers.
Yeah, I would agree. And it's not. That's like when we go to a craft brewery, I'm not like thinking, hey, I want a lager. But
During the summer, I kind
during
of
the
am.
summertime, yeah, it's getting. I'm getting there.
I kind of am. Like when it starts getting warm, ooh, what do you have? Let's go ahead and try a variety. Mm-hmm. But when I'm done doing, like me and you will share like some flights
Yeah.
to taste their beers.
Yeah, put a good spread.
and then
on
I
it.
go, let's go ahead and get a pint. What's the lightest beer you
Yes.
got?
Yeah.
That's usually what I go for, and it's really so that I can hang out and socialize a little bit. But also, I really enjoy a nice crisp lager. But I will say, there are some breweries that are doing some of the more British styles, like a good British brown.
Okay.
It's light, it's crisp, but you still get some of the roastiness. Dude, I kind of enjoy that when it's warm outside. As long as it's a low ABV that I enjoy more than anything. I don't want to get hammered when it's hot.
No, well, I've appreciated the Joe method because, you're coming in, you do a taste test, and then you go, hey, let's go low ABV because I want to hang out.
Yeah.
I want a beer, but I, still want to hang out.
Like, you're all about the vibe. I'm all about the social aspect.
Yeah, well,
like, let's socialize.
Absolutely. Social ties into me.
I can't socialize if I get, like, 8% beers back to back.
I'll be in the corner somewhere asleep.
You're dragging my ass home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not fun for you or me when it comes down to it.
No, pretty sure it's happened before. But hey,
I don't think I've been drug home, but there's been a few times where I'm not proud of it, but I don't remember getting in the house.
I think we've all been there.
Like,
yeah, I think we've all been there. Cool.
This one's hitting it right now. Like I said, it's not the best beer for this time of the year, but I'm really enjoying it right now.
I am too.
I'm gonna give this a solid 4.
You going 4 on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid 4, even a 4.25. I'm not mad at, but I'm gonna say a 4 right now.
So I was actually gonna come in at a 4.25 just because, like you said,
that's what it is, then, man.
Yeah, 4.25. It's outside of my grab and go, if you will, for the season, but it's really hitting.
I mean, because they say spring, it makes me want to buy it. To be honest, that's a selling point because it says spring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I know.
I must be drinking it during the spring.
And great artwork too. I know. And are those blue bonnets, bro?
It sure looks like it. It sure looks
everywhere.
Like it,
that just to me, it's so aesthetically pleasing,
bro. Right now,
I'm driving everywhere. I'm seeing them.
I love it.
I do too.
I see that, and then there was somewhere else I was driving.
Look at that.
I don't know if it was local or if it was somewhere else. Where I was coming from Fort Worth, so I don't remember.
Oh, Fort Worth.
But we saw fields of blue bonnets like on the side of the roads.
Yeah.
And even if they're just in the median between our side and the other southbound or northbound side,
they stand out.
That's fine. But we went through a patch that went like a few miles long that was, instead of blue, they were red, and they were like have you ever seen the Mexican paintbrush?
Oh no, the Mexican paintbrush?
I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong.
I'm familiar with Indian paintbrush.
That's what it is.
It's Indian.
That's
bro.
what
Different
it is.
culture.
Indian.
I don't know how. I don't even know how Indian paintbrushes, arrived here. I don't know.
No idea,
they
but
came
they're.
from, but
I meant a good looking flower. That's
so
all I
I've actually got those everywhere at the house.
These right here.
Yeah, those are everywhere at the
Indian
house.
paintbrush,
and they're usually synonymous.
I think there's a flower called a Mexican hat or a Mexican sombrero.
Look it up. Let's see. I'm not familiar with that, but I'm not a botanist either.
Nah, not at all. Hold on. Let me look at a picture of it. Yeah, I've seen these.
A sombrero. I see it. Where are those at?
Mexican hat. I don't remember, but I remember seeing them. The name stood out when I was a kid. Like, we looked at this stuff when I was in like elementary school. But it's an Indian paintbrush, these are the ones that I've seen. And you have a bunch of these on your land.
Yeah, I have those everywhere.
I mean, it's a good looking flower.
It's a great looking flower.
Good looking flower. I can't complain.
You come out of a dead winter season, and these guys start popping up.
Heck yeah.
I'm here for it.
We're good to go.
I'm grabbing the fishing pole and a Spring Bock.
That's the thing.
Saint
Go
Arnold.
out there and catch some fish. How are the fish biting right now?
Not well.
I saw you had some photos of you and one of your sons out there fishing, and y'all were catching something. It looked like
we were fishing. We weren't doing a whole lot of catching.
Oh, you were getting a lot of lures wet.
Yeah, we were getting some lures wet. That's about all we were doing.
Oh man!
But dude, there's something special about even just getting the hook wet.
Right.
There's life lessons that happen.
Drop a line
there.
every now and again. You ain't catching anything if the line ain't wet.
That's right, buddy. You got to put your line in.
So we're gonna give it a 4.25.
Yeah, let's go 4.25.
Check this one out. Saint Arnolds doesn't ever disappoint.
I've never been disappointed by them.
Like, they're great.
It's like you said, Texas' oldest craft brewery. Check them out, dude.
So
you might even catch an eclipse on the next one when you do.
We'll see. So springtime. What's one of the best things to do in the springtime?
Oh man, I think of baseball.
Baseball, okay.
Yeah, I think of fishing.
Fishing,
obviously. What do you got?
How often do you go on a picnic?
Picnic, never.
I mean, when the weather's good. Tell me that's not a good idea for a first date.
I wish it's a great idea. I wish I would do it more.
That's a good idea for a first date.
First date, it's phenomenal. For me too, growing up, like I would associate kind of dropping the tailgate, if you will. Park. Finding a great place to park. Put a blanket out, maybe a wicker basket.
Hey, that's what I'm
with
getting
some Sammies in there.
So I got an idea for you here.
All right, cool. What do you got?
Here you go. I got a process improvement on how to improve.
We love process improvements.
How to improve the
picnic
experience. You ready?
Yeah.
We were talking about fishing. What you do is you go buy yourself a tackle box.
Yes. The snackle box.
You go, hey, but look, you got to watch this. Look at what they put at the bottom.
I love it.
A couple of seltzers, a couple of beers at the bottom with some ice.
I'm here for it. The Snackle box. I love it.
Tell me that's not a good idea for a little.
Look at that.
A little picnic date.
I will say the older I get, the more I appreciate boxes that store a lot of little knickknacks and snacks, dude. Come on.
So this one's great, but what about this?
All right.
So I have two different things here. So I got to ask you,
it keeps my life organized. And
which
if I'm
one's
going
better?
On a picnic,
an actual tackle box that pulls out, but there's multiple kinds of tackle boxes, right? Or one like this. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
Let me show you.
Is it a charcuterie tackle box?
That's what I call it, a charcuterie board, because it's this right here. Yes. You get one of the flat ones.
That's what I want.
That has a bunch of different compartments, and you put meats and pickles and olives and different cheeses and nuts in every little compartment. We have like 18 different compartments.
That is a game changer.
Which one's better? I like this one because you have the beer at the bottom.
So I do. I like that one because it holds ice cold beer at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm here for both. You know, I'd go with the option that does give you. Well, I'd go with the one that gives you the option to hold beer, to ice down some beer in it.
Yeah.
You know, why not?
Well, you can just bring a cooler with you.
You really could,
so
but again, I'm trying to simplify my life, Joe.
Simplify your life.
Simplify the life, and now I've got a Snackle box. Thank you.
When's the last time that you went on a picnic?
Like I said, I never go.
Like,
I wish I would go more.
I'm telling you this. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, let's.
I say this as if I've done this before, but this is the idea behind it in my mind. As I go, this is a first date idea. It goes, hey, I don't know you very well. Would you like to go out? What you do is you put a couple of beers, or you do a beer, a hard seltzer.
Yeah.
And then you just
give the girl some options.
Some water.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If she turns out to not be a drinker, you just hand her a bottle of water.
Boom. Done.
But if
You're covering all the bases.
But if she likes a good seltzer, you hand her a seltzer.
Yep.
And then the beer's for you, obviously. Come on now.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what are we going with? Ale?
I'm keeping the beer.
A lager.
Yeah, you just go with like a Coors.
Yeah, I like it. Coors.
A Coors Original or something.
I love
one
it.
of them Yellow Bellies. But I go, this is great. You go, hey, let's sit down. You pull out a blanket.
Yeah, just
you sit down.
Bam.
You go, let's enjoy the day. You sit at a park. Mm-hmm. You have dogs and kids running around. You have people. You just sit there. You people watch a little bit. You snack. You have a drink. You talk to each other. You get to know one another.
Man, what's one of the best things to do is just people watch. You get to know the girl. That's a game changer.
Does that work?
1,000%.
Okay, are we too late for that? Is it too hot already?
yeah. I mean,
should I have brought this up a month ago?
You probably should have. I mean, if it's already like spring flowers in February, we probably missed our opportunity.
Okay.
So maybe try something indoors
next year. keep this in your back pocket.
Yeah, keep it. Put a pin in that.
Yeah, put that in your back pocket and keep that on deck for next year.
You might have an opportunity in 15 days in the fall. That's about all you're going to get in the fall.
Ooh, in the fall, it has to work in the fall, too. It's not just spring.
I know. You've got two opportunities, dude. So put it in your back pocket.
Like there's 2 weeks in the spring, 2 weeks in the fall.
That's all you
in
get.
Texas, you got about a month, and they're spread out by a lot.
An entire year. I love it, man. Snackle box, charcuterie board. Just pop the blanket. And
I may
first
bring
date.
both. So when you come to a charcuterie board, what's your favorite thing? Like when you see a charcuterie board at some dude's, you're at a party and you see it.
It's a good question.
What are you going for?
So my first thought was pepperoni, but I'm going cheese. Cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Well, I mean,
do you go for the hard cheeses or the soft cheeses? Because you might have a brie on there that's a little soft that you can spread that shit on a cracker.
To me, there's nothing better than a cheese spread. That I can spread on a cracker.
Yeah.
Then you've got options. You can top it with an olive. Maybe throw a piece of pepperoni on there. Come on, bro.
Hey, you're getting down with it.
I'm getting creative. Even though I'm trying to simplify life, I like options when it comes to charcuterie.
It's not good for a first date idea.
But why?
But I gravitate towards the blue cheese olives.
Oh my god.
Specifically olives that have like a little bit of a chunk of blue cheese on the middle of them.
So I will buy.
They're so good.
I buy those from the store.
They're so good.
They're so good.
I mean, I don't mind the ones with the little red pimento in the middle.
Yeah, but I'm more of a blue
cheese.
If
they have the blue cheese olives, I love those.
So the Neds, when they came over to watch the Super Bowl with us, they brought some an organic version, and it was a clove of garlic stuffed olive.
Ooh,
it was.
I like that idea.
It was very stout, very flavor forward, but I love garlic.
Really?
And so again, not a great first date idea because you don't want to be kicking like Jackie Chan on the breath, but There's just nothing better.
So this is where I really have to ask you. So like,
Please do.
because this is something that I've thought about, and there's 3 things that people stereotypically say don't do on a first date.
Okay.
Okay. As far
right,
as
I'm
like
with you.
let's say you're going out to have dinner. Okay. There's 3 things that people say don't do one of these 3.
Yes, I know where you're
They
going
say
with this.
don't do Mexican food.
I disagree.
Do you know why they say don't do Mexican food?
Why?
Because you get gassy.
Yeah.
They say don't do.
Stay away from the frijoles, man. That's all you got to do.
Right.
Stay away from the beans, bro. You'll be
They
fine.
say don't do wings.
Barbecue or wings,
Or
yeah.
barbecue or wings because
yeah.
it's messy.
Very messy. I would
Okay.
agree with that.
And then there was something else
I don't
that
wanna
had to do
wear
with
my
messy.
food.
I can't think of it right now.
Mexican food, barbecue, or wings, and
There's something else that's messy. I forget
what
it
else is
now.
super messy? Yeah, there's like the cliche not to do.
Maybe it
Pizza?
was
I don't-
wings and barbecue was separate. I don't remember.
Maybe so.
But I'll say this: one of the best first dates I ever went on, we went and got some barbecue.
Really?
When I saw her get elbows deep on that barbecue, I
come
said,
on. Okay, so that's you're in love at this point.
well, immediately I said, cool, you're not afraid to make a
get-
fool of yourself.
That's yes.
And that means you let the guard down, and
Yeah.
that makes me like you more.
See, I'm big on just making making fun of myself.
Yeah.
Especially like, why wouldn't you? If I can't laugh at myself or, my potential partner, then what's the deal? What are we doing
Right.
here?
Hey, I feel you there.
I actually love that as, like, not a test per se, but just like, hey, I want to evaluate. Like, where is this girl at?
Right.
We down for some barbecue on the first date? Because I know a really good spot.
Dude, that's what I did, and I took her to Hard 8 barbecue.
Hard 8, man.
And the place was great.
Yeah.
Like, we had a great time.
I know some better barbecue. I
Well,
will
no,
say.
that's just what we went
it's
to because
fun, yeah.
I mean it's good.
It's decent.
Like I mean it's
Yeah,
not like the
it's
best out there, but it's not bad.
But to me, it's just the barbecue in and of itself, right?
Yeah.
So you're seeing this girl kind of let her guard down. She's rolling up her sleeves.
And it wasn't like, ooh, let me get this and that. No, it was,
No, it's like
I'm gonna get some brisket. I'm gonna get a couple ribs.
Let me get a rib.
and
Yes.
let's get elbows deep. When the
I
elbows
like
hit the
that.
table, I said, ooh,
boom.
What's
This girl's
up, girl?
here for it, dude.
What's up, girl?
I love it. This girl's
What's
here
up,
for
girl?
it. Oh man, that's a great first date, actually.
So
Yeah, and really, I appreciate going against the norms, right?
Yeah.
Go against the stereotypes. So, so you're telling me not to do certain things? Well, I think there's value in doing it. You're telling me there's value in taking.
I
me to
have
get
the
barbecue.
mentality of, well, let's see if she's about that. Because
Why-
if she's
why
not,
wouldn't you?
It's better to learn earlier than later.
Exactly. I want to know, like, in real life, like, I'm not putting on a front here. Hey, this is every day.
You want somebody that is genuine.
Genuine, authentic. You know. Yes. Exactly.
And I will say myself, I do have the problem of sometimes not being authentic.
I think a lot of
where
people.
it's
well,
like
we
I
always
try
try
to
our
impress
best.
somebody,
Yes.
and it's like, am I being genuine Joe, or am I doing something that I
genuine
wouldn't
Joe.
normally do? That's why I was like, when we ended up getting barbecue and we both went ham on that stuff,
Yo.
and we were like, oh my gosh, I can't move. You want to
Yeah.
get in the car and drive home 45 minutes?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
we were fine with it.
I love
it was great.
I love that. Well, I think we as people, we tend to put our best, foot forward. We kind of portray who we want the other person
You
to
try to
see,
impress
and
a little
then
bit,
We
yeah.
impress, and then, anyway. But yeah, I love it early on. Just be real. Be real.
Be real.
That's it. Be real. What do you got?
So speaking of first dates,
Yes, sir.
what do you think about taking a girl to like a carnival?
Carnival. I just saw a video where the carny ride like literally imploded as these people were on it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I was
So-
thinking like,
Carnival.
let's go to a carnival.
Okay.
Like there's a couple things that I would do at a carnival on a
I
first
think of
date.
rom-coms that they're trying to win. He's trying to win her the stuffed bear. It's
That's
super
part of it.
sweet, romantic.
One thing that I like to do at a carnival, specifically with a girl, there's usually at most carnivals there's a slide, and the slide is where you sit on like burlap sacks.
Yes. Yeah.
You hold her hand next to you and you slide down
No,
this burlap
we're
sack
not
and
doing
you
that.
and you laugh.
We're not doing that, bro.
No? Why not?
We're not. That's no.
Is that too
That's
corny?
off. That's too corny. That's off limits. We can't do that.
Why?
You're not holding her hand and gazing into her eyes.
No, you both
you're
are holding
sliding
hands
down.
as you're sliding down on separate lanes together.
You could not ride a Hallmark with that.
Or do
in
you
it,
put her
like-
in your lap and you slide down together in that aspect?
That I would allow.
Okay.
That you put her in your lap. Y'all are both going down. You might be whispering something into her ear. You're fine. You're not locking eyes or holding hands. At
I'm
this
not saying you
point.
have to lock eyes, but
I know. I'm no expert.
definitely not an expert.
I'm no expert. But no, I mean, taking a girl to a carnival on the first date, dude, I would have to say miss me with that.
Okay,
I'm out on that.
so maybe like within like the first like couple of months though, is that acceptable?
I would, yeah, oh, absolutely. First couple of first couple
or is like
of dates.
8 years down the road?
No, first couple of dates is totally fine.
Okay,
I just feel like
maybe not at first.
I think the picnic is a great idea because you're one-on-one getting to know her. There's not a bunch of like carnival themed things going on to distract you from getting to know the girl.
Okay,
or barbecue.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, because like I mean, I've gone to a handful of carnivals and like it's not riding rides most of the time.
No, you're
like
right.
how many times do you go get like let's go get a funnel cake?
Yeah,
and
that's
sit
true.
down and we're just talking, or we're just walking around holding hands.
That's a
Just
fair point.
Watching the craziness that's
watching
around
people.
us.
Yeah, you're
and
people
then you
watching.
stop and you go, hey, let's throw a dart at a balloon for half a second.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time we're walking around just getting to know each other.
No, that's a really fair point.
So I
don't
understand
go
that
for
it
the
may not
rides.
be the first. No, kids go for the rides.
Right. Yeah. I don't.
Like
yeah.
we're not 3.
You're telling me you're going down a slide on a burlap sack?
Correct, because that's small. It's innocent. It's not going to
Okay.
get anybody sick. It's not extreme.
Okay.
Like I'm not going to take a girl to Six Flags on a first date.
Why not?
Well,
I had
it's
to ask.
because I have extreme motion sickness and I'm going to throw up in front of a girl on a first date.
This is true. I know that about
Like,
you.
I would have to take so many pills and she's gonna go, what the hell is this guy taking all these pills?
Yeah,
and
well-
then we get off a ride, I take another pill and like
Yeah.
over here dying, trying not to vomit in
you're
front
just
of you.
being cognizant of it. Yeah, I get that, but
So that's why I want to.
No, that's fair.
That's me trying to set an impression, not throwing up on a first
no.
date.
Let her know who you are, Joe. Who's the real Joe?
Throw up on the first date, everything's fine.
Genuine Joe. No, that's a good point. I mean, we have to think through these things, right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I just no matter what you do, just be genuine. You know.
So I will tell you this: carnivals are fun, but they can be a little sketch,
I would agree with that.
right?
Yeah.
And a couple of reasons why they can be a little sketch. So here's this first one here, because carnival rides, they usually pop those things up and they travel.
I just got through watching a video of this.
So watch this.
This ride wreaking havoc on people.
Watch this right here.
I don't feel like we dealt with this as kids. Now, I could have totally overlooked it, but I feel like everything when we were kids were just built different.
I mean, things were different whenever we
I
were
would
kids.
agree with that.
You're not wrong. I think that things have gotten a way to try to save money,
Ooh.
and
yeah.
that's where it becomes a problem sometimes.
Yep.
Where it's more like people are trying not to get like trying to save $1 versus let's do this the right way.
Yeah, that's a good
even if we
point.
don't make as much money on this.
Yeah.
So that's where it becomes a little bit of a problem.
Well, that's basically what my job consists of. It's
Trying to
like,
save money.
well, saving people from saving money.
No,
You know, or like prevent. You know.
you're like, hey,
making
you
sure-
cut costs, but this isn't safe.
Yes, exactly.
So that's what we're trying to run into here is making sure things stay safe.
Yes.
So watch this.
Okay.
Watch this ride.
Wow.
So this is like a standard ride, but look at what happens to it here when they get into it.
Okay, I'm
Like-
watching. I'm watching. Do we know where this was at?
In Michigan.
Okay.
People are holding this thing because it starts to tip.
Oh, they're holding
You
it.
see all these people in the front?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
see
I
it?
see it.
Nearly lifting off the ground. Trevor Drew was on
Wow.
I've never seen anything like shaped like that. I've been on that type of ride before, and I can tell it's like a lot more violent.
Like people are running towards it to try to hold it down so it doesn't tip over.
Where's the guys operating this thing to kill switch?
Well, with this kind of ride, so for people that aren't watching, it's a swinger.
Right.
So it swings and it ends up going all the way around, but it's a pendulum. So they can turn it off. That doesn't stop the pendulum from continuing.
momentum?
The momentum
What?
continuing to
There's
do
got-
something.
How is there not brakes to prevent the momentum?
There might be of some kind, but obviously the brakes weren't good enough, or maybe they thought it was too
Maybe when they
dangerous to
killed
hit it.
Yeah.
To hit it immediately or something. But like there were guys on the outside of that damn thing trying to hold it down so it didn't tip over sideways.
Wow. So they were heroes.
Bunch of heroes that
Bunch
day.
of heroes
Bunch
that
of heroes that day. Like I said, sometimes carnival rides, they can be a little sketch.
Yes, sir.
Right?
And that's why when we go to carnivals, we don't ride the rides.
So, what about this one?
Okay. You got another
This
one?
is why guys, just the carnival workers are wild. Some of them are what I would say without fear. Watch this guy.
What is going on?
This guy should be dead.
He's not moving. He looks like he's about to be decapitated.
This guy should be dead. I'm glad he's not, but this guy should be dead.
Yeah. Well, at least he's got his hard hat on. I mean,
You think that's going to save his neck from snapping off?
I guess not. But he's being safe.
He's got balls of
If
steel.
if he were to just like 1 inch come up,
Sneeze
wrong. Yeah.
He gets a little dusted in his nose and he sneezes.
Yeah.
He gone.
He gone.
He gone.
Yeah. You're done.
Like, it's... So
That's crazy.
It's wild,
These
right?
guys are wild out here.
But sometimes you go and you have a lot of fun.
You do. And that's what they're meant to. They're meant
You're
for the
meant to
kids,
just have a
meant
lot
to
of
have
fun.
You
So
know,
we
that's
got to
why
keep
they
it
do what they do.
lighthearted and show this guy having fun.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
Hold on, ladies. There's a knot in the chain. Let me fix it real quick.
I've seen this videos where he's like, "Oh, hold on, there's system malfunction."
My dummy. I'm so dumb. I forgot to put the shoulder straps on. Hold on.
I love these
Come on,
videos.
guys.
No, wait.
Yeah,
That
the
last
goat.
one is the worst because if you look at this guy,
Right
they
behind
don't
you.
have
Right.
strap. So it's just like
But they've got
back
a
strap.
yeah, they've got like
And he goes, "Oh, I'm so dumb. I forgot to put the
Hold
shoulder
on,
straps
guys.
on." And then it
It's showing
drops.
empty. I think I know what's wrong. It ain't got
Could
no gas
shit
in it.
myself.
Could you imagine?
Because I'm literally
Yeah.
going, "Oh, damn, you forgot to put the shoulder straps on." Fuck, I'm gone. I'm dead.
Something wrong with the thing,
Oh,
doodle.
man.
Let me check it out
This
real
is
quick.
it. This is how it ends.
Something's wrong with your seatbelt. I gotta come check it.
I reached up.
Bro.
Showing empty. I think I know what's wrong. It ain't got no gas in it. Hold on.
It ain't got no gas.
So have you
in
ever
it.
done
That's
one of these
funny.
style of rides that
No,
just
sir.
drop?
No, sir.
Never?
Never.
So the closest
Not
thing
that I remember.
The closest thing I've ever done was I was at a water park once, and they have one of those that you get in this little tube, and you stand there, and then they drop the floor out from
The
underneath
floor,
you,
yeah.
and you fall.
Yeah, that's at Hawaiian Falls.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've got one there.
That
and
I did ride.
I did that.
Yeah, I did that
I mean,
one,
that's similar where it just drops, right?
Yeah, it's the no, like they'll go 3, 2, and then boom.
Correct.
They'll drop
but
it on
they
you.
could mess with you and go, "Oh, let me come. Oh, there's something going on."
Yeah, what
and
if
then,
he-
boom, you just fall.
What if he acted like something was wrong and it like ran over to the tube real quick and be like that,
And then you
and
fell.
Then he fell.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
man.
that would be just as terrifying as this.
I've seen these videos where they're messing with the people on the rides.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, hold on, there's something wrong. Hang on, wait, and then boom. I'm
be shitting
freaking out.
bricks.
I am freaking out.
Bricks are coming out of my ass.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind like thrill rides. I don't
Yeah.
mind it.
I don't mind them either.
The heights is really what gets me, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. I deal with it and deal with the adrenaline rush, and it's fun. In the end, I end up having fun.
yeah.
But it gets me sometimes.
I know.
man.
When I was
I
a
will
kid,
tell you this. When I did that ride at Hawaiian Falls where you go
yeah,
to the
where
tube,
it drops you.
you know the worst part?
What?
Walking up the stairs and waiting in line.
I know.
Because I can see
I
over the
know.
edge and I'm like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like I'm hunched over, like on my knees almost. And my brother's like, dude, stand up like a man.
Really? Yeah.
He's like,
it's-
stand up. He's like, look at Mo, which is my nephew, and he's like, he's fine. He's like ready to go. He can't wait.
Yeah.
And I'm over here dying, like, oh my gosh.
I know. Because and you're thinking about it. You're in your head.
I mean,
You're
once I
looking
got
at-
in that thing, I was fine. But it's like I'm on the
I
edge
know.
and I'm looking over the corner, and I'm like, oh no,
I
how
know.
good are these stairs?
Yep, I know. That's how I am. I'm like, man, if these stairs collapse, I'm thinking through all the things
Yeah.
that could potentially go wrong. Yeah.
I'm wild.
That's why when I was a kid, things like that didn't bother me.
Right.
But now I'm thinking through everything that could possibly go wrong.
Do you think the internet has ruined that because you see more catastrophes?
I would say so. Yeah, I think the internet's ruined a lot of things.
I mean,
A lot of
it's
things.
ruined a
And-
lot of things for sure.
Yeah, social
for
media,
sure. But
internet.
is
Yes.
but is that one of them? You think?
Yeah, for sure. We were never meant to have, 24-hour, 7-day-a-week news feed in our fingertips.
For sure.
Ever.
For sure.
We can control what's directly around us. We were never meant to have a news feed in our hands at all.
You know
times.
what? I think that's right. For sure.
You know what I mean? Because
sure.
you're seeing everything that could potentially go wrong.
Right. Right.
So, and just like this carnival ride.
Right. Oh
So-
man. I mean, this didn't go wrong, but this dude was messing these dudes up.
Yeah, I've
So,
seen several of these.
Let's do an old school.
Let's go
thing.
old school.
We're gonna
Let's
do
do
a
it.
pick it or skip it.
All right.
I've watched a few movies lately. Have you watched any movies lately?
Oh man, nothing. No, I have not watched any movies lately.
So I watched a handful. I watched a movie called Air. It's with Matt. Nope. I'm lying to you. Not Matt Damon.
Air.
Ben Affleck.
I like Ben Affleck.
Ben
He's a
Affleck.
good actor.
Actually, Matt
Decent
Damon
actor.
might be. Let me
Well,
double check.
Don't they? I think they co-star in a lot of films.
Let me double check because I could be wrong. You know what? I am wrong. Matt Damon is in this movie. It is
Chris Tucker.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Chris Tucker's in it.
Oh, it's about yes. So Matt Damon's like one of the lead roles.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are one of the lead roles
and it's about the original Nike
that they do for Jordan.
for Jordan. Yeah, the
So they're
shoe,
trying to
the shoe.
sign Jordan to a deal
Yes.
because he's getting drafted in the NBA and they want him to sign with Nike, and this is all about him signing with Nike.
Yep. I have. I saw previews of it.
If you're a big fan of sports, it's fun.
Okay. Which I love. Sports.
If you're not a fan of sports, I would say skip it.
Okay.
But for me, it was a pick it because it was just fun.
Yeah.
It was nostalgic because it gave a
See,
lot of
that's
stuff
the
about
thing.
some of the old stuff. It talked about like Adidas being real popular because Run DMC wore in Adidas
Oh,
tracksuits. They wore Adidas tracksuits. They wore Adidas like with the 3 stripes on the shoes.
Yes.
Like it talked about Magic Johnson and Larry Bird being signed with them. Adidas is where you want to go.
Yeah.
Nobody's even thinking about Nike. The only people that wear Nikes are runners.
Wow.
Like, yeah, we have a great running shoe,
Yeah.
but we want to be more than running shoes.
Wow. So they used Jordan to kind of put him on the map
Yeah.
for basketball, all kinds
And
of things.
at the time, I didn't realize this. I had heard something about this, but they really talked about it. Is at the time, one of the things that was cool is that the NBA had restrictions on shoes.
oh,
They said
okay.
you can only have black and white. You can't do colors on shoes.
Interesting. Okay.
And if you do, you're going to get fined.
Wow.
And Nike was like, have you seen the Jordan 1s, right? You seen the Jordan 1 Nikes?
I don't remember what they look like, dude. Honestly. And what era would you say that? Like early '80s, Run DMC.
Whenever he got
Whenever he-
drafted, but these are the Jordan 1s
Oh.
right here. These are
Man,
here.
those are clean.
There's a lot of red.
Yeah, that's true.
And they go, cool, fine him. Nike will pay the fine because we want to stand out.
wow. They went against the grain.
What they do, they stood out.
What did we just talk about? Go against the norm. They went against the norm. They went against the grain. I didn't realize, man. Yeah, I know that shoe very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very popular shoe. He was drafted in 84.
Okay. Yep.
So
Very
he was
cool.
not the first pick. I mean, that class was stacked.
Really?
Hakeem Olajuwon. Michael Jordan was at number 3, but Charles Barkley.
Yep.
I want to say John Stockton was drafted this. Yeah, John Stockton was drafted in this
Wow.
class.
Yeah. I remember. I used to have
a good
all
class.
these guys' cards, basketball cards.
Dude,
Yep.
great.
I know.
Great draft class. But yeah, didn't come out as number 1, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a biopic, so it's a drama. I enjoyed it though.
I like it. So, like you said, for me, it's nostalgic. There's drama. There's a good storyline.
Right.
I like that.
Knock at the Cabin.
Mm.
Knock at the Cabin is an M. Night Shyamalan film.
You know how
So
I
if
feel
you like
about
M. Night
him.
Shyamalan, you might enjoy this film. I will tell you this.
David Batista.
I would say if you like M. Night Shyamalan, watch it, pick it.
Mm.
If you're on the fence about him, skip it. If you hate him, skip it.
Yeah, that's a skip for me.
It's an okay film. In my opinion, it's like a 2.5 out of 5. It's not great. It's not terrible. It'll keep you entertained.
And
But it's not a great film. You know what? Don't waste your time. Skip it.
I was
I'm
going to say,
this.
so it's coming
Just
in
go ahead
at
and
a
skip it.
2.5, and you're an M. Night Shyamalan fan.
I like a nice Shyamalan film. So this one kept me on the edge of my seat for the most part. But at one point, I figured this out, and I would say don't waste your time on it at this point. Go ahead and
Okay.
skip it.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I've never really been into his movies. They're
He has a lot that I think are really, really good. This one, as the kids say, it's mid.
it's mid. Yep.
So the next one is a movie called The Menu.
Okay.
This is one that I would say pick it,
Really?
watch it.
Okay.
Going into it, you think one thing, but then you realize another while you're in the middle of it. So
Interesting.
it's not predictable,
suspense.
which is fun.
Yeah.
It's suspense, horror,
Okay.
because there's some deaths that happen that are violent.
Okay.
So it may fall into horror genre. I would say it's more thriller, suspense than it is horror.
I like a movie that's hard to guess, that keeps you wondering.
Yeah.
Right? So I know Gracie always does a phenomenal job, but she's like, "Oh no, Dad, he did it." Like,
Oh,
all
really?
the time. Like she always guesses the plot every time we're watching a movie.
Now, this is one that I would check out,
Okay.
honestly. It's about a guy that invites a bunch of people to an island to have a dinner. Like, he doesn't invite them. He has tickets available, basically.
I was gonna say, yeah,
and
kind of a
people buy tickets to this private event on this island.
planned event. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, it's like, I want to say it was like $2,500 a plate,
Goodness.
and it's like an 8-course meal.
Are they paying essentially for their own death? So you're paying $2,500 to go to this secret island, exclusive island, and people go missing, people die. So you're essentially paying for your own death.
You do understand through the preview, and I will not spoil this, even though this has been out more than a year.
I mean, I would just assume.
I'm not trying to spoil it, but through the preview, you do understand that people die.
Yeah. Okay.
You just don't understand why they're dying or
Yeah.
how they're dying.
Okay. That's fair.
But when you watch it, you go, "Holy crap! Is that really what's going on right now? Holy jeez!"
Yeah.
And it turns out really good.
Where could I watch this at? Like, stream it on?
I mean, let's find out,
Okay.
because I don't know.
It says Amazon. YouTube, where to watch?
I mean, you can definitely find it on Amazon, like to pay for it. That may be where it is. You may have to rent it on Amazon for a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
I borrowed it from my brother.
Okay.
It might be. I don't know that it's on.
I don't know if we want
Disney
to watch
Plus.
the trailer, but I'm kind of intrigued, to be honest with you.
I'll show it to you afterwards.
Cool.
Because we're not
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm
able
kind of
to show it on here, but
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed it. Honestly, that was one that I was like watching it, and like halfway through, I'm like, man, when are they gonna get to the good stuff? And then it started getting good, like about halfway through. So you do have to like beast through some stuff that's a little slow, but they're like developing the plot,
Okay.
and then it really starts getting fun.
That sounds good.
So-
Movie actually sounds really good.
And then the last one I watched that I will say it is, I'm gonna tell most people are gonna want to skip it.
Okay.
Me, I like movies that are just mindless fun.
Okay.
They're just fun. I don't have to think a whole lot. I don't have to pay attention the entire time, but they're fun. I watched a movie called Flaming Hot. It's a Hulu exclusive.
Okay.
It is literally, and I don't know how true this is. It's a biopic about how they came up with Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Cheetos. Yeah. Yep.
And I just kind of thought it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Was it great? No. Was it terrible? No. It's one of those mindless films that I could watch, have it on in the background, halfway pay attention, and enjoy it.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I would call it the movie equivalent to a sitcom,
Ooh. Okay.
where you can
I
have
like
a sitcom on in the background and you can enjoy it without having to pay full attention.
I know exactly.
Same thing here.
That was always kind of like a comfort blanket for me, just
Yeah.
having a sitcom on in the background.
That's
Always.
what
It's a
this
comfort
is.
blanket,
This
yeah.
is a comfort blanket.
Fair enough.
It was fun. Is it great? Like I said, no, but it was fun enough. It came out at the end of last year.
Cool. I saw a couple of previews of it.
Right. So I would say pick it if you like that kind of film. If you don't, skip it. This is one where I would say leave it up in the air, but
Yeah.
pick air, skip Knock at the Cabin, pick the menu, and dealer's choice.
Okay. Dealer's choice on the last one on Flamin' Hot.
Yeah.
So I'm here to
on
pick,
Flamin'
skip,
Hot.
pick, and dealer's choice.
Right.
All right. Cool.
So we're gonna go to a couple things that I've seen on the internet that I just wanted to show you. One of them,
Go for it, dude.
I'm telling you, I have seen you on the internet. It's not you as in like it's your doppelganger,
Okay.
but for people that don't know, Boomer Brian over
Yes,
here,
sir. Hit me.
he's got a lot of what I call isms.
Isms.
He
dude.
comes up with these isms.
I don't know where they come from.
A couple of fun ones are shedding a
Shed some
salty.
salties.
or putting your peepers on it.
You got to throw a peeper on it.
Like,
Every
these
now
are
and then.
fun things. But I got another guy, and if you haven't seen this guy on the internet, you need to find him.
Okay.
He likes to do skits as if he's an old, like, country grandfather.
Ooh, oh man!
Listen
I know
to this
exactly
guy.
who this is.
He always wears coveralls.
Yeah, always. Yes.
This one reminded you.
God almighty. I got the bubble gut so bad I believe I could have stood on my head and shit in my shoe. You seen Jerry's new girl?
She's about a dumber than Buck.
Talking about ugly. She's so damn cockeyed her tears zigzag. Your mama had been on and on about exercising. She went out there and did one lap and come back inside. She ain't shut up about how good she's been doing. I told her one hot day don't make a summer. Ooh, well, come on over here, son. I'm like a bicycle with no seat. I'm going to get in your ass. And we went and watched that boy play football the other day. He just ain't got no grit to him. I told him, I said, son, you got to fight. You got to look like the third monkey trying to get on Noah's Ark when it started raining. Nah, son, you don't want to mess with me. I tell you, Papa kicked so much ass my feet stink. Son, I ain't got $20. I reckon you think I'm made out of money. Shit, I'm broke as an Amish electrician. I don't know about that boy in there. I was helping him do his damn homework, and we was counting to 20, and he couldn't do it without taking off his shoes.
Yeah, I know that
If
one.
brains was gasoline, that somebody couldn't run a piss ant's go-kart one lap around a Cheerio.
My buddy Evan sends me videos of him all the
this
time.
guy makes me die every time I see this guy.
Every time I watch
I go,
this
dude,
guy.
this is Brian.
That
all
is
day.
Boomer. The isms, dude. I love this guy. I got to take notes from this cat.
You don't have grit. You need to be out there fighting like the third monkey
on
trying to
Noah's
get on
Ark.
Noah's Ark.
Yes. To me, it was that last one, man. Like, boy, that boy ain't got no fuel for brains, man. He couldn't fire up a piss ant's go-kart and lap around a Cheerio.
One lap around a Cheerio.
Oh, he's definitely got old Boomer beat on the isms, dude.
Dude, he's got
he's
you.
so good. He is so good. But yeah, I love watching his videos, dude.
Come over here and fight with me. I'll put my foot in your ass. I've been putting my foot in so many people's ass. My feet stink.
Man, I'd be like the village bicycle boy. I couldn't even remember when he landed that one.
He said something about putting it up in your ass.
Yes.
I'd be like, the village bicycle just right up in your ass.
Man, that dude is funny, dude. Oh my goodness.
Dude, he makes me crack up every time. I'm going to start sending these to you every time I see
Send
him.
them to me, dude. Yeah, the isms,
It makes
man.
me die.
I love them. Like I said, I just accumulate them over time, and
Right.
then you get the culmination like this right here.
So his name's Justin Stanger.
Okay.
Or Stagner.
I see it. Yep.
Stagner.
I'm gonna have to start following this cat.
This dude's funny.
He is
and
funny.
This isn't all he does. He does a bunch of other like little skits and stuff.
Yeah.
The Southern Grandpa is the funniest one. Though.
That's the one. Yeah, the
it's
Southern
the
Grandpa's
funniest,
the funniest one.
Dude,
Yeah.
these are just like you, my man.
They are, man. I'm telling you.
So like I gotta ask, like you come up with these isms. Is this something that like you had somebody in the family that did, or is this like where'd you?
It's an accumulation of like coworkers. I had a buddy that, man, he had some of the best isms that I would just I would take away. And growing up, always friends, coworkers, essentially.
Oh, I
Never
got you.
really had anybody in the family that would hit me with a good ism.
Yeah.
I would just take it from somebody that I'd work around
Yeah.
closely with. Yeah, always.
So it wasn't like a common thing that you had heard throughout the time. And you
No.
may have heard it once from one guy and you go, I like that, I'm keeping it.
I'm keeping it. Yep.
I mean, you know how many times I told the kids to put their peepers on it, and they'd look at me like, "What the hell are you talking about, Dad? What the hell are
yes.
peepers?" I'm talking about putting your eyes on it.
Put your eyes on
Go
it.
over there and look at it for me,
Just
please.
look at it. Yeah, take a look at it. It's just the isms. You got to appreciate
Right,
it. You
right.
know?
So I got pet peeves.
All right. Oh man,
And I got
know you
one.
have pet peeves.
One specific that I gotta show you here.
All right.
Okay, this is probably a pet peeve of yours. So like,
Okay, let's see what we got.
so I gotta start by saying this is I go to a restaurant
Okay.
and I get my meal and they give me the check and there's a spot for me to tip.
Yep.
I have no problem tipping.
I have no issues with
Because
that.
you did work.
Yeah.
You came out here. You made sure my drink was full. You brought me my food. You made sure I was comfortable
Of
at my
course.
table. You did a service.
Yes.
I don't mind paying you for that service. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Oof. I go to a coffee shop.
Okay.
I walk inside. I say, "Yeah, can I get a cup of coffee?" They go, "Sure. Here's your coffee. Here's what I want you to do is give me extra money because I reached around behind me and gave you this cup of coffee."
Wow. This is gonna trigger some people.
Well, this is the thing is that it's become a problem.
Everybody's asking for a tip, is what you're telling me?
Well, it's become a problem to a point where like people are asking for tips on tips on tips.
Okay.
And like this video's not wanting to load right now, but I'll just explain it to you, and I'll see if I can find it later and
See
put it
what we
on
got.
for the visuals. But basically, it goes: a guy goes to like a place and goes to self checkout.
Okay.
Checks himself out. It comes up and it says, "Hey, would you like to donate to this charity for dogs?" And he's like, "No, thanks." He goes, "Do you not like dogs?" And he's like, "No, I like dogs." He goes, "Well, then why don't you want to donate?" It's like, I just don't. He's like, "Well, dogs are gonna die if you don't donate." He goes, "Well, I guess dogs are dying." He's like, "So you advocate for the death of dogs?" He's like, "No." He goes, "Well, then how much do you want to donate?"
It's a layer,
he's
an
like-
onion.
He's like, "The hell do I do?" He goes, "No." And he goes, "No." And then he turns around and he goes, "Hey, guy at the front, I did all this work for checking myself out. Would you like to tip me?"
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Why would I tip you? You didn't do anything." He goes, "I did more work than you did just standing here."
Wow.
And then like that's about where the video ends, where they're just like awkwardly looking at each other.
Yeah.
And I look at this and I go, yes, they're not that crazy as far as like they ask us a bunch of questions.
Sure.
But I go to a place and they say, "Would you like to donate to St. Jude's Child Cancer Research?"
Mm-hmm.
If I say, and this is not even anybody else, I don't care what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
I go, if I say no, I'm not doing anything wrong.
No.
But there's a part of me that feels guilty
Yeah.
to go, man, I should care about children's cancer.
But that's what they're doing. They're playing off
Yes!
that emotion.
Yes, and that's
they're
what I
trying
hate, is that they're
trying to
playing off
feed
of it.
in. So one of the primary examples.
I want to help out. I want to help. I do.
Yes.
But I don't like that you're being like real shady and weird about it.
Well, one of the most specific things that I found recently is like, let's say you walk into a pizza shop, coffee shop, or a Subway. So you and Larry both know how I am with Subway. It always
Everybody likes a good BLT.
well, yes, and but my point is historically it's always been, hey, set price for a sandwich. Now the sandwich barista is asking for a tip. Now you've got a set wage, I understand, but for me, I just feel like there's probably should have been a disclaimer somewhere so that they've now changed those. They've changed the dynamic for me, so to where usually I'm used to a set price on a sandwich, but now they're asking for a tip. So now if I go into a sit down restaurant and I've got an amazing, I've got a great server,
Right.
She's in there hustling for me, absolutely, dude, I'm coming in. You
Right.
know, that's just always been my mindset.
I'm a good tipper.
I'm a great
Like
tipper.
I will
yes.
help you out. I don't mind.
And really, Joe,
I don't mind
you
paying
know
for
me.
service.
I love the conversation. I love to make that server. I love to leave the server having a better day than when I came in.
Yeah.
I want to help the server. Hey, let me help you.
For sure.
Kind of stack dishes or whatever. Let me make it easy on the server. But I don't know. I feel like it has gotten excessive.
So I have
in
to
some
ask you
industries.
this. Okay.
I'm not a hardliner
So-
by any means. I'm a good tipper and.
So somebody does this. I'm going to give you a couple of examples,
Sure.
and you tell me when you would tip and when you would not.
That's okay.
Okay.
Hit
So
me.
I'll ask you
rapid
this.
fire.
You ask for a coffee. Guy turns around, pours coffee out of a thing that's already pre-made, pours you a black coffee, hands it to you.
I don't think it justifies a tip.
Okay. A guy goes, you say, "Hey, can I have a beer?" You turn around and somebody pours you a beer out of a tap and turns around and hands it to you. Do you feel obligated to tip?
It's the same thing as a coffee.
But you feel obligated to tip.
Well,
Because I will tell you this,
yes,
I do.
Yes. Yes.
But is that any different than somebody pouring you coffee? It's not. But I feel obligated to tip that
Yeah,
bartender.
I do too.
Why is that?
I don't know. For me, it was a personal experience. So
No, they didn't do anything different.
Well, but for me though, it was personal because like there was one point in time where I walked out without tipping, on accident. Like I signed the check, I signed the bill or whatever, and then I realized I was like, man, I didn't even tip the bartender. So for me, it was personal.
But
Now-
why does that bother you when
I don't
if
know.
it was a barista that turned around and poured you a cup of coffee, you wouldn't care?
I don't know. I really don't know.
There's like this weird thing, and like I don't
Again,
know.
it's the norm. Where it's kind of the
Correct.
It's
It's
bred,
built into us.
into your mind.
So like, and I could be wrong with this, so please correct me like in the comments or whatever. But like, I understand that bartenders and like people in the service industry, meaning like bartenders
Sure,
and like waitresses, they don't get paid minimum wage.
Right. So it's a lower wage, but
I have
it's
no idea if a barista gets paid
tips,
minimum
I would
wage.
imagine.
I understand that they do get paid a little bit more.
I believe they
So
do.
if they get paid more, then they don't deserve the tip. But also, the guy that doesn't get paid crap, does that mean I have to to, like,
Yeah, it's a
do
tough
I
one.
have to pay their salary? Do I have to supplement it?
I mean,
or should the owner supplement it? But if the owner supplements it, then that means I'm paying more for my beer each time I go in there.
It's part of the
so
job.
I go. I automatically assume you give me a beer, I'm gonna give you $1 on top of that.
Right.
I go, but
right.
if you add that into the cost of the beer, would that deter me from wanting to go there?
Good point. That's a really good point.
Like if a beer is $6, I know I'm going to pay them $1, but I go in knowing it's only six.
I will
$6.
say, like, knowing and caring for people that do work in the
It's
service
weird.
industry, it does make you more cognizant of tipping in that industry. Like, you know what I mean?
I have no problem with tipping. Please don't take it that
Right.
way. 95% of the time, even if you did nothing, I tip you.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I'm not saying that I don't.
Right.
I'm just saying, should I be obligated? And I'm like, it's weird when it's like, I get the question comes up.
Well,
like I go through a drive-through at a coffee shop and it comes up and I'm like,
why?
should I give this guy a tip?
I know.
I'm like, I always hit it because it's like a weird thing that it goes, a guy's looking at you and goes, are you going to tip? Oh, there's not an option for 0? We'll go ahead and hit custom and say 0 and take the time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look right at you and know that you're not doing that.
I'm going to break eye contact.
And like, I'm not saying that you should, but I'm going to make it real awkward because I have to wait for you to do this.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, you just feel like you just, this pressure gets on you where you're like, fuck it. Let's just hit the first number.
Yeah, I know.
And move on.
Yeah,
It's so weird.
It's everywhere. It's
so
when
weird.
you're getting your hair cut. There's tip options that
Dude,
you're forced
I mean,
to have
I've
to fill
always
out.
tipped a
But that's what I'm
bartender,
saying.
but
it's every
but
service
why?
industry. It's every service.
I've
industry.
always tipped my bartender.
I know.
Or not my bartender. I'm so sorry. My
your stylist,
my barber.
Yeah, your barber.
But why have I
You
always
see what I'm
tipped him?
saying? Bartender, barber.
Why have I always
Why
tipped
not a
him?
barista?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish we could have saw the video because
I'm just
to
curious.
me that's excessive. So you're
No,
telling me
it was like a parody.
It's a
extreme,
parody.
yeah.
It's a parody. It's an extreme. So you're telling me I go in for self checkout, which I can't get behind, and then you want me to tip you?
Well, like I mean, it is common. Like I'll go to Albertsons, and it
But they
won't
don't ask
have
for
tips.
tips.
It won't have tips. But what it'll have? It'll have like 3 questions about like trying to donate to some
About the
charity.
ASPCA or
It'll go, do you
St.
want to give
Jude's
money
or-
to St. Jude's? Do you want to give money to local homeless shelter? Do you want to give money to feed a family this
I
Thanksgiving?
haven't seen that.
And I'm
Yeah.
like here it'll say like, do you want to give a thing of groceries like during the holidays?
Interesting.
Do you want to give a bag of groceries to a family in need? And I'm
Sure.
like, I do, but I don't want to give it to you because I don't know your organization. I don't know if you really spend all the money that I'm giving you to really help out.
Right.
Like I don't mind donating to companies, but I want to vet them to know if are you going to spend this money wisely or are you going to pocket it?
Do you know like
Are you
I've
giving
had-
like 2 cents to the dollar to like help, or are you giving like 90 cents to the dollar?
You
to
know, I've
help?
had somebody ask me the same question when it relates to the tithe. You know, since like a lot of times folks
That's
don't.
where I have to put my faith in the Lord.
I know, like you.
I
well,
get that.
and the same and I bring that up for correlation of like, okay, you don't know where it's going essentially, but we are commanded to return that.
Right.
Now, I think there's a clear difference when it comes to where you're donating money. Obviously, you know that's for me a lot of times where I'm like, honestly, like I've got kids to feed as well, so you have to just kind of take all that into consideration. But
Right.
you know, they do try to play on your heartstrings. That's
That's
number
what it is.
1 marketing 101. It's you're playing on emotion. Like, that's something I don't have that I absolutely need. Or, you know, it's the Arms of an Angel Sarah McLachlan commercial coming
It
on
goes-
saying, "Hey, I need to save a dog."
It's only $1.
Right, I know. So, but I think
And I'm like,
I think there's a ditch on both sides to where it's like, okay, you know, one parody to an extreme to another.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect and love people in the service
Right.
industry. We love you guys.
I will
Keep
help
doing what
out.
you're doing.
I will help out
But-
any way that I can.
Yeah.
I just don't like that they try to play on heartstrings.
the thing,
And it's not even
yeah.
just heartstrings. It's more like they try
Like,
to
it's like
trick you
guilt
into doing
or-
it, guilt
Yeah,
you into
there's
it.
a guilt into it, right?
I don't like being guilted into anything.
everything. There seems to be a prompt for a tip on every
Yeah.
single thing now. So,
So,
I know where you're coming from.
I will give you an extra tip or extra dollars if you have given me a good service.
yeah, and
I
that's
have
anything
no
in life.
problem. Anything
in life.
I don't care if you're delivering a TV
Yeah.
or giving me food
We
or
appreciate good service.
I mean, even if you're helping me move to a new house, guess what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm hooking a brother up.
I know. I know. For real.
I'm putting some money in your pocket for your time.
And I think that
because guess what? Your time is valuable, and you deserve to be compensated for your time in general. And that's just not even a paycheck. That's just on top of that sometimes.
Right. And I think society as a whole needs to understand that, hey, it's what you contribute to society.
So one thing that Saint Arnolds contributes to society
good Texas
is
beer.
a damn good Spring Bock.
That's right.
The Spring Bock was actually really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
I enjoyed that.
I will tell you this now. I should have told you this beforehand.
Yeah.
The only thing I did not like about this beer, and this is minimal, this beer comes in at 6.9%.
Oh, we didn't
almost
even talk
7%.
about the ABV earlier.
Does this taste like 7%?
Man, it didn't taste like 7%.
I was thinking like around 5.5 maybe.
Wow.
I didn't think it was that high at all.
I would agree.
It hides the alcohol, which is fine, but beware.
Yeah,
I like Spring
it.
Bock will kick it. Will sneak up on you, my man.
That's an ism, dude.
That'll sneak up on you.
You put that on a commercial.
No, what you do?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm seeing a lot of these people putting these isms on T-shirts now. Like, dude, bro, that's dog water.
Let's do it.
Or the Riz.
We'll do that on the back. We'll just say, put your peepers on it.
Put your peepers on it.
Put your peepers on it.
That's it.
So I appreciate you guys coming out and listening. Pick up a Spring Bock.
Check it out.
And also make sure to follow and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
But we're out.
We're out. Peace.
We appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode of Dudes and Brews. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever platform you're on. We're on there. We have a YouTube channel, Dudes and Brews. We would love if you would subscribe there as well. If you are subscribed and you want to help us out just a little more, unsubscribe and resubscribe again. It sounds funny and stupid and kind of obnoxious, all of the subscribing and resubscribing and stuff, but it helps in these little algorithms games for like climbing the charts, because again, we are organic and we are where we are because of you guys.
Yeah, we really do appreciate your support. Shout us out. We really do love it when you guys interact with us, when you add us, mention us, put us on your stories, tag us, all that fun stuff, all the stuff the kids are doing. We like grabbing that stuff and we put it up for you guys. So we appreciate you so much. Keep having fun, drinking them brews, hanging with them dudes. Tune in next week for another episode of Dudes and Brews.